So we're with Jase from Infinit Nutrition. Jase is the boss.
The nutrition boss.
The nutrition boss. So we're just going to have a chat about all things nutrition in triathlon.
Sweet. So my idea is to try to simplify your nutrition plan. If you take 1 serve of Infinit per hour on the bike, that's your whole nutrition plan. So to simplify it, 1 serve per hour when you're on the bike. So if you're going to ride 2.5 hours for 90k, you need 2.5 serves.
Yeah, right.
If you're going to ride 3 hours for 90k's, you need 3 serves of Infinit. We're going to keep it simple. If you go with a custom, you need 1 serve. If you go with the Go Far, you're going to have 1 serve. So we're just like keeping it as simple as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to explain it. So now how do you want to take it? So I think the aero bottle is the easiest way of doing it. Because that way, if you want to, you can stick the whole 3 hours worth of nutrition into 1 bottle, and then you take a mouthful of your concentrate, and then you drink water out of your aero bottle.
So you mix it as a concentrate.
Otherwise, you can put the 3 single serves into 3 bottles on your bike, and you can drink 1 bottle per hour.
So carry 3 bottles.
Yeah, and you can have 1 serve in each of those 3 bottles. Where that scenario comes unstuck is if it's really hot, you're going to need to drink more than 1 bottle per hour. And if it's cold, like you're down in Victoria and South Australia and stuff, you're probably not going to want to drink a bottle per hour.
So the concentrate, you just know you've got to finish that by the end of the bike.
Yeah, you just look at your bottle and you just need to drink a third of a bottle per hour.
Let's use the 3 hour scenario on the bike. You put 6 level scoops.
Yeah, it's nearly like
Go
2/3
Far.
of the bottle full of powder.
And then how do you mix it up though?
So I normally just put about 1/3 of the bottle with water in it.
So it's really strong concentrate. So you shake that all up.
And then you just add your 6 scoops in there. And
Will
then
it dissolve?
Yeah, it all dissolves, yeah.
And then what? Fill it up, shake the shit out of it, and that's it.
That's it, yeah.
But then you have a water one. You have a water bottle. So you have a sip of the concentrate.
Yeah.
And then you drink the water.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, because
that's so good.
Yeah.
So the Go Far, if you're going to pick your off-the-shelf product, Go Far.
The Go Far product with the flavouring dialed up is going to taste pretty strong tasting once you get to like 2 serves in a bottle. If you go to our custom platform, we can dial the flavouring down and make it a lot easier to drink.
So the custom would have similar ingredients to the Go Far?
You can do if you want. Yeah, it's up to you. With the custom platform, you can design your own drinks.
So what's in the Go Far?
The Go Far has 66 grams of carbs, 4 grams of protein, and 400 milligrams of sodium.
Right, and that's it. That's what's in it.
That's what's in it, yeah.
And then flavouring, obviously.
Yeah.
And the speed has that, but no protein.
It's got 57 grams of carbs in it, so a few less grams of carbs. And then it has about the 400 milligrams of sodium in there, and yeah, it doesn't have any protein in it.
Right, but definitely Go Far for half Ironman.
If you want it, if that's what you want, preset, walk into a shop and grab it. We got lemon lime or raspberry. You can walk in and grab it off the shop, and that will work for your half Ironman.
But if the flavour breaks you, too strong, get a custom.
You can go to custom.
Do any people struggle with protein in endurance?
Yeah, they do.
Because I wonder if that's me because of on a mission.
Oh, okay. When you definitely can't take protein when you're running. Protein when you're running, it sits heavier in your tummy. And then if there is ever an issue, I would take the protein out generally. So on the run, as a generalization, 45 to 60 grams of carbs an hour would be great. So we've got a product called Napalm.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's sold in a powdered form that you add to a flask.
So in that case, you would just have it in transition, already made up.
So you carry the flask with you?
Yeah. Hopefully you've got a pocket in your tri-suit.
It's not like a gel. It's not
it comes out in liquid form. It's got a salt stick tablet worth of sodium for every gel, and then it's really easy on your tummy. And you get to decide how many gels worth of energy you put into your soft flask.
So if I'm going to be an hour 45 for the run, I'm going to be 75 kilo.
Yeah.
How much am I going to take of that?
I'd fill that up to 150 to 180 mils worth of powder, and then you just measure off the powder in the flask, and then you add water to it, and it all
just
dissolves.
take it every 10 minutes, I think.
Every second aid station. I normally just take a sip of it 200 meters before that aid station, take a mouthful of it, put that flask back into my pocket, and then grab a couple of cups of water and see how much you can get in your mouth.
And what about Coke?
Coke, so to stay off the napalm, if you're going to have the Coke for like the second half of the run, so you can have Coke and water. Try to have some water with your Coke. Obviously the concentration of the Coke all going into your tummy, you want some water to dilute that a little bit to make it easier on your tummy to digest it. So grab a cup of Coke, you can smash that, and then grab water as well.
So mate, you've been to Hawaii twice.
Yep.
Did you drink Coke?
Yep.
And is that all you had on the run?
No, I had the napalm product.
But
with an Ironman, I generally have 2 flasks. They both last an hour and a half each. Mate, I own a sports nutrition company, but by the time I've got through 2 to 3 hours worth of running, I've had enough of sports nutrition and a 5-hour ride and an hour swim.
So if you take the napalm,
yeah.
if you decide to go to Coke, you've got to stop taking the napalm. Or can you use them both?
Oh, if you go to Coke? Well, if you go through...
Can I have a Coke this aid station and next aid station napalm?
You can go through an aid station and take Coke and water. I would probably leave it for the next aid station. I'd probably grab some water. And then the following aid station, I get back onto the napalm if that's the way you wanted to do it.
So you could do Coke and napalm at the same time through the run?
You can do if you want. The Coke's a quicker burning sugar. So obviously you get a pretty good hit of that. So I generally do the first half of the runs on my napalm, and then I'm sort of calculated with how many grams of carbs I'm getting in with that. And then when you decide to go to Coke, I pretty much go the rest of the race with Coke and water.
Right, so you'll finish your napalm to halfway in the run?
Whenever I get sick of it,
yeah,
that's
right,
it.
then go to Coke.
Go to Coke and water.
You mix up the napalm to get through an hour 45 run.
Yep.
What happens if I take all that in the first hour?
You'll probably end up with a sick tummy.
Right, so...
yeah. So people vomiting on the side.
Yeah,
so, I mean...
you need to spread it out.
Yeah, like you've got 3.5 gels worth of, or 3 gels worth of energy in that soft flask.
Right.
You know, you don't want to go and put all that in the first hour.
So don't squeeze it all out and then go to Coke.
Well, that's what's awesome about having the hand flask there. You can see exactly how much you're taking.
Because you've got markings like 60, 120, 180.
Yeah.
So you're saying 1 per hour, did you say?
So 2, if you could take 2 serves per hour would be
2 serves
awesome.
per hour.
Yeah.
How many serves does it hold?
3.5.
Is that going to be enough for you?
Well, I'm hoping under 2 hours. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So-
for 3.5. Right, so fill it up.
Yeah.
So obviously you train with this.
Definitely.
So we do all the training with
Any
it.
mistakes you want to make in training.
But obviously when you're racing, you're going harder.
Yeah.
Do you find like it's not quite right? Like it's you haven't got enough, or you've got too much, and
Yeah, I know. And
like,
that's,
or from one race to another, is that what you're trying to?
that happens
right.
quite a lot, especially during the long rides on the weekends and stuff, because no one ever does like a 3-hour
easy.
ride flat out.
Yeah.
So that's where practicing your nutrition plan on the weekends during those long rides, you probably don't need as much.
Yeah.
But then you can also take your race day nutrition plan during those 2-hour rides through the week, where you really are going full gas,
Yeah.
a lot harder than what you'll ever go in your half Ironman.
Yeah,
And you
okay.
can make sure your nutrition plan's right when you're going above half Ironman race pace.
Yeah.
And then any issues, obviously, hopefully we sort them out in training rather than the phone calls after race day.
And go, yeah, I was sick. And
Yeah, because the first thing I'm going to say to you is, what did you do different on race day to
Yeah.
training?
Yeah.
It's my first question.
So I never used it in training.
If you ring me, get that answer.
I like it.
Yes.
So does that include the long run?
So that's
then?
your call already.
Do you want to take the nutrition on your long run too then?
Yeah, and like you don't have to do it all the time, but you know, that 5 to 6 weeks out from Ironman, everything, or you know, 70.3, you need to be dialing this stuff in.
Yeah.
Like once your plan's set and you know what's going on, it's sweet. You know what you're going to do, but that 5 to 6 weeks out, you really want to practice it, you know, 2 or 3 times to make sure that you're right with getting it in.
Yeah.
Because as I keep saying over and over, like if you're going to make a mistake, do it in training.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that way we can fix it. So we're good to go on race day.
Yeah, right.
Do you
Interesting.
find you have to pee a lot because it's like liquid nutrition rather than having something solid?
Well,
Or
that
you
was
just
the
get
advantage of taking the concentrate.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so if you're
So you
taking the
don't have to
concentrate, you've grabbed the bottle, you've taken a mouthful of it. If it's cold, you might only take 1 mouthful of water with
Yeah,
it.
okay.
If it's hot, you'll take 2 or 3 or 4 mouthfuls of
Yeah,
water with
right,
it.
I see.
And so that way
Yeah.
you're regulating your water intake
Yeah.
by having that aero bottle there.
I love that. And the
Napalm?
so that is carbohydrate
Yep, 23 grams of carbs per serving.
and sodium,
Yeah, it's got 230 milligrams of sodium in
and that's it.
it. Yeah,
So therefore, speed and napalm, that's it.
yep, that for you, that'll do, yeah.
Wow, that's actually simple.
Yeah.
So we don't start fueling until we're on the bike. So obviously you've got the swim, which you're not going to have anything.
Yeah.
So do you just like have breakfast and then swim and then start fueling once you're on the bike, or how does? Or
I like to, especially with hot races at Cairns, it's going to be warm. Like even coming from Sunshine Coast to or Brizzy to
It
Cairns,
will feel warm.
it will feel warm. So quite often I get up early and have my breakfast, but then I'll have a serve or half a serve of my Infinit
Okay.
before the start of the swim, because I know that I'm probably going to get dehydrated
yeah,
anyway.
and we have to wear a wetsuit too.
Yeah.
Out there.
Whereas when I race down in Victoria or somewhere like that where it's cold, I'm not real keen on drinking
Yeah.
another serve of Infinit before the start of the swim, purely because I know that I'm probably going to have to stop a few times to go to the toilet.
Or you could be skilled like me and be able to wee when you swim.
Yeah, right.
That is a skill.
Yeah.
Skill I can't do.
Yeah.
I need no one around me. Complete stillness. Don't talk to me.
Don't swim behind me.
What about transition 1? So coming out of the swim, put on your helmet. Do you take something in transition before you get on the bike, or just start your nutrition plan on the bike?
You want to have a blanket and sit down
Oh,
and
yeah.
transition?
Oh,
I know.
Would you have a short one, or would you scull some napalm?
I've normally
or
got
something?
mates around me, I'm towing it up the road. I'm like,
I don't
know.
wetsuit off.
So just take it on
Helmet
the bike.
let's go.
Just on the bike.
Get going, mate.
That's it. All right.
Yeah. If
So
I
a little
see
bit-
you sitting down and have a drink, look
See,
out.
he's
I might
so
even
used
mix
to-
it.
So used to short course where you don't have anything.
You
and
see,
you
I don't
just
have
go-
anything.
Yeah.
But that's sprint, so he does, an hour and it's done.
See, I'm not big on long course, mate. Never have been.
So-
So this is really
It's
pushing
all
me.
new.
And that's where nutrition just becomes so important, like for Olympic distance races, you've got 2 to 2.5 hours. For me as a nutrition brand, it's obviously a lot harder for me at Olympic distance. As soon as you go to 3 hours and up, bingo. If people are taking cordial or something, it just doesn't work.
Mhm.
It's like, great, mate, you're mine now
Mm.
because you need some sort of nutrition to get through. So yeah, that's like our sweet spot. Anything over 3 hours is you just really need to start taking some nutrition. So.
And that's where I've been stuffing up, because I've never used nutrition typically.
Mm.
We've been using your product for the last year or so, on a ride or something, but I've never done a race long enough to require it.
If you want to find out more about Infinit Nutrition, you can book a consult with Jase and actually have a chat to him. So you can do that on the website. Just have a look in the description. I'll put a link in there.
Sweet.
Now let's look at this custom.
Yeah, cool.
Show me.
Righto, let's do it.